Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of How to Build Your Own PC. This episode I will be discussing the power supply. First of all, what is the function of the power supply? Well, this shouldn't be any surprise, but it supplies power to the PC. Power supplies are rated by energy efficiency and the number of watts generated to the PC. Newegg's current power supply categories are bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. 80 plus certification means 80% efficiency getting power from the wall at 23 degrees Celsius for about 15 minutes. The best balance or value between efficiency and cost is the gold tier, because the power supply I have for my current build is a gold certified 80 plus, fully modular, around $100, which for if you're doing like $1,000 build, 10% is not a bad deal at all for fully modular power supply in the gold tier. Speaking of modular, I have a picture here of a modular and a non-modular power supply. Now, the advantage of having a modular power supply is that you're only plugging in cables that you need, making cable management a lot easier. However, they are a little bit more expensive. I looked at two exact same power supplies. I believe there's a thermal take, and they were both 650 watt, both gold certified. Only difference is one was modular and one was non-modular. I just wanted to see the price difference, and that difference was only about $20. So for that little bit of a difference in cost, I would go with the modular one. Like I said, for aesthetic reasons, for cable management and that kind of thing. But if you're looking at doing a budget build and you're looking for corners to cut that don't impact performance, this is a place to do that at. Having a few extra cables is not going to hurt performance of your PC, and so you save a few bucks that way. Also, there are semi-modular power supplies in which the 24-pin here and the 8-pin connector connected to the CPU and the board are attached to the supply, but all the other plugins are not. Which again, for the cost difference, I'd still would go with the fully modular one. But now, after you decided which tier and whether or not to get a modular or non-modular power supply, the only thing you have left to decide is how many watts do you need for your system. Now, here's the thing. It's always better to have a little more than you need for potential upgrades later. So if you only need 400 watts and you get 650, that's not terrible. You know, you put in a new video card here and there. You don't run the risk of overpower drawing your power supply. That being said, buying a 1500 watt power supply because you can is completely unnecessary, and it's a waste of electricity. There are multiple sites that can give you an estimate of how many watts you will use, such as Newegg or Extreme Outview. I'll put the link in those in the description. Like I said, the power supply I have in my current build is an EVGA 80 plus certified gold 650 watt power supply that is fully modular. And I said earlier that it was around $100. And for a build that's around 1,000, again, 10% is not that big of a cost. Now I'm going to go over to the practice tutorial to install a non-modular power supply. I think it's 550, and I believe it's also EVGA, into our Cooler Master case and connect it to the motherboard to get power. Hello, this is the practice part of the tutorial where we're going to install the power supply. I got it right here. It is a Ultra, if you can read that right there, LSP 550 watt power supply. Now I don't know if it was either silver or gold at 80 plus certification. I'm not 100% on that. I got this a while ago. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head. As you can see, it is a non-modular power supply with all these different cables. We're going to install this and install our power to the motherboard, connect our connectors, I mean. So, nice thing about this one is it goes on the bottom, which I much prefer it
for the cases to have the power supply on the bottom than on the top, because if for whatever reason if these screws come loose, it'll just sink down maybe less than a third of an inch down and won't affect anything. However, it's at the top, it could fall and break off your video card or a memory module, and we don't want that. So preference for me personally, I'd much rather have a case where you mount this on the bottom. So I'm going to screw this in here. Might need to reposition this a little bit. Alright, so now we got screwed in, we have our cable connectors here, which the only ones we're going to need are the 24 pin power. 4 of it actually comes off because the older boards only had 20 connectors, and the newer ones have 24. Here's our 8 pin connector for our CPU, additional 4 for the newer boards. This one only has 8. Here's the other cables that we're not going to be needing, at least not right now. 2 PCIe connectors, 4-pin Molex connector for floppy drives, which aren't used anymore. There's actually a port over here to carry that power from the board to the drive if you didn't have that plug-in. SATA connectors for our optical drives. And then 2 sets of them right here. You have up to 4 drives, SATA drives here. Alright. I'm gonna plug this in. And then plug the 8 pin up here to our board. And I'm going to take all these extra cables that I'm not using and put them through here for cable management reasons. Because you don't want your case to look like a rat's, and that's not where any of the cables go. Alright. I can't really get this cable in the wire trough here, so So when I put in my video card, I'll just put it under the CPU and around it. That'll be fine. The big thick cable for the power connector, the 24 pin, will be on its own. So yeah, that's it. That's all you need to do for this part. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? That was it. So now that we got all our cable connections for the case and our power set in, I mean, all we got to do now is just the weeks after put in CPU, put in RAM, and put in our video card, and then we're set to power on our computer. So that'll be it this week. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.